You wake up tired. Before your feet even hit the floor, your hand grabs the phone, scrolling through noise that doesn't feed you. By the time you're dressed, you already feel behind. And then you spend the whole day letting everyone else's demands, problems, and opinions fill your head. It's no wonder you lie down at night feeling empty. The more they know about you, the less of you is left for yourself. Most men in their 30s, 40s, 50s, they don't need another motivational quote. They need air, space, silence. Because every time you put your whole life on display, you hand out pieces of your soul like free samples. And when the day ends, you wonder why you feel used up. Not everything sacred has to be seen. I've been there, thinking that if I shared more, proved more, explained more, people would finally understand me. But the truth is, the more I tried to show, the less I actually had. Silence taught me something words never could. Peace comes when you stop auditioning. That's what the Stoics knew. Real strength isn't about noise, it's about restraint. Ataraxia, inner calm, is found when you learn to keep certain parts of your life untouchable. Your peace doesn't belong on display. Your discipline doesn't need applause. The man who talks less often carries more weight when he does speak. So, here's the question. What would your life look like if you stopped handing everyone the blueprint of who you are? If you kept more in the vault and less in the street? Think about it. How many of your struggles exist because you gave people too much access? Sometimes, silence is the strongest boundary. And in the next moments, we're going to give you 3 tools to start. Not theory, not pretty quotes, real lived direction. Because the man who learns to keep his life quiet learns to live free. And that's where this conversation begins.
You know what wears a man down? It's not just work or bills. It's having to play a role all day, to explain yourself, to defend choices that don't need defending. You share too much, and suddenly you've given people ammo. The more you explain, the less they respect you. Anger. Picture this. You're already stressed about money, and then a family member asks why you're not further along. You answer honestly, hoping for understanding. Instead, you get judgment. That's when it hits you. Sometimes silence protects you better than words. Not every question deserves an answer. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." He didn't say, argue harder. He didn't say, prove your point. He said, live above it. Every time you bite back, you become exactly what you hate. Anger makes you their twin. Distraction, it's another thief. You're at dinner, phone lighting up with notifications, and you give away your attention like candy. The Stoics knew, where your attention goes, your soul follows. Every scroll is a leak in your discipline. And here's the real question. If your focus is always stolen, how can your strength ever grow?
Ego and fear. These two work together. Ego pushes you to post the win, to prove you've made it. Fear pushes you to confess weakness too soon, just to be comforted. But here's the trap. The moment you show off or overshare, you chain yourself to their opinion. If you need their validation, you're already owned. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Most of the time, the worst-case scenario never arrives, yet we broadcast our doubts, making ourselves smaller in front of others. Fear grows louder when you give it an audience. So what blocks you from living with Stoic strength? It's not lack of wisdom. It's the anger that makes you explode, the distractions that steal your focus, and the ego-fear mix that makes you overshare. Most battles are lost before they're even spoken out loud. And that's the truth most men don't want to face. The question is simple. What if you closed the gates?
What if you gave less of yourself away and let your silence do the talking? In the next moments, I'll show you 3 tools to build that kind of life. Simple, practical steps that let you carry your strength quietly without having to shout it, because real power doesn't need a microphone.
All right, brother, let's slow it down. We've talked about anger, distraction, ego, fear. Now it's time to take a breath, to let the weight settle. Because real change doesn't come from hype, it comes from stillness. Silence is where strength gathers itself. Think of a mechanic in his garage late at night. Tools on the bench, engine wide open, no audience, no noise, just focus. That's the kind of privacy you need in your own life. Work done in the quiet, so when you step out, your actions speak louder than anything you post. The work you do in silence is the work that lasts. Here's the first tool. Hold back more than you share. When you win, you don't need to tell the world. When you fail, you don't need to explain yourself to strangers. Keep your circle small. Speak less. Guard your inner life. Not everything true needs to be public. Second tool. Practice silence before you respond. At work, at home, in arguments, give yourself 1 breath before you speak. That pause will save you from words you can't take back. Marcus Aurelius knew this. Self-control is freedom. 1 breath can stop a war inside your house. Third tool. Choose 1 corner of your life that stays private. It might be your morning routine, your journal, your prayers, or your plans. Protect it like a vault. That's your inner fortress. When the world takes everything else, you'll still have ground no one can touch. A man without a private place is already defeated.
I know this because I've lived the opposite. I used to talk too much, share too much, explain too much. And I always ended up drained, misunderstood, or judged. Only when I learned to keep more inside did I start to feel calm again. Privacy is peace. That's what Stoicism gives us. Not a theory for bookshelves, but a shield for everyday life. Bills, pressure, fights, noise, they'll never stop coming. But your calm doesn't belong to them. The man who owns his silence owns his strength. So don't hear this as pressure. Don't walk away thinking you have to change overnight. Let it sit. Try 1 breath. Guard 1 corner. Keep 1 truth inside. Small steps build unshakable ground. You don't need to do everything. Just start with 1. And if this spoke to you, don't walk alone. Stay here. Walk with us. This is brotherhood, not performance. Men seeking virtue, clarity, and inner strength. No one fights well in isolation. And now I leave you with this blessing, slowly because I mean it. May you carry your day with strength, meet your trials with calm, and walk steady in the truth that can't be stolen.